Hello, everyone. Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast, and it is spooky season, so let's review some spooky films. In this video, I'll be talking about Salem Slot 2024. This is a new adaptation or a readaptation of Stephen King's work. This film is rated R with a runtime of an hour and 54 minutes. It is streaming on HBO, so make sure to go check it out. As of the recording of this video, we have a Rotten Tomato score of 40% from the critics, well, 47%, sorry, 47% from the critics, 40% from the audience, and a letterbox average rating of 2.5. In this film, we see as an author returns to his hometown of Jerusalem's Lot in search of inspiration for his next book, only to discover that the townspeople are being attacked by bloodthirsty vampires. This movie stars Lewis Pullman as Ben, Mackenzie Leigh as Susan, Jordan Preston as Carter Mark Petrie, Alfred Wooder as Dr. Cody, Billy Camp as Matt, John Benjamin Hickey as Father Callahan, Nicholas Crovetti as Danny Glick, and Spencer Treat Clark as Mike Ryston. Um, I actually really enjoyed this film, and I don't know why the scores are so bad. I don't think it's the. I guess as far as I guess on a technical basis, maybe it's not the best put together film, but just on an entertainment value, which is kind of what I was going in for, anyways. Because it is October and it is the season where you try to watch a few more scary movies. I really enjoyed it. This really feels from the get go. This immediately feels like a Stephen King adaptation. Like I knew, even had I not known that this was a Stephen King work, just the fact the way the characters act, the description of the town, the setting, and then of course kind of like the creepy vibes. Like immediately everything just screams out Stephen King for good or bad. Everything just screamed out Stephen King. So I really appreciated that. I will give upfront there's violence against children in this. If you read the book, you probably know that, or if you've seen the previous Salem's Lot adaptations, you know that. So keep that in mind going in. If you're not a big fan of things like It or something like that, like you probably don't want to watch this. One of the big reasons I wanted to check this out though is because Lewis Pullman is in this film, and I really have been enjoying kind of seeing him, in the Apple TV series with Brie Larson, Lessons in Chemistry. He was great. His small role in the Top Gun Maverick. I'm really looking forward to seeing Pullman's performance in the upcoming Thunderbolts from Marvel. So like, yeah, I like this guy. I like this character. So I wanted to definitely follow him along for this journey, and I was not disappointed. You have enough of the spooky stuff where it's thrilling, but not in a way that would. I'm not a big fan of like body horror or even just kind of like tense and scary situations. I'm not a big horror person overall, so like this was kind of right up my alley where it's like horror enough to keep you like entertained and engaged, but it's not like too much that it can be detracting. Um, like I said, I don't think this is the best movie. It's definitely not even the best Stephen King adaptation when it comes to the quality of it. But I just think it's a really, really interesting adaptation of this. Now, I know that when you do a Stephen King thing, especially from a book as long as Salem's Lot, you probably would feel better in like multiple movies or maybe like a longer miniseries or something like that. But I just think it works. It hits the highlights. It obviously doesn't have the time to explore deep into the lore of the town, the lore of the vampires, or even just kind of round out a lot of these characters. A lot of these characters are just like you're playing a D&D one shot and you kind of made your characters as simple as you could. You're playing with the characters that come out of the box and you're not really going in depth with any of them. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. There's some really cool music sometimes throughout the whole film, and it overall, 2 hours go by pretty fast. You get this big, gigantic ending like a lot of Stephen King works. So yeah, and then the cast just really delivered. Like they made me enjoy their performances enough where I would feel bad when one of them would get taken out, or when just when bad things would happen to the cast, I would feel bad. And as a lot of Stephen King's work, like they're just not afraid to go to some of these really dark places. So yeah, I see a lot of people keep bringing up Mike Flanagan, and Mike Flanagan is fantastic. This is not directed, or Mike Flanagan had nothing to do with this adaptation of Stephen King, but I still think it worked. I enjoyed it for what it was. Like I said, not the best. Maybe I would give it around 3 stars or so. Like I said, not a home run or anything, but it was just an entertaining way to spend 2 hours of my October focusing on a little bit of the spooky season. So there you have it. That's it. Nice, sweet, simple. But I encourage you to check this out. You can also see the original stuff, I think, on HBO or Max. And I know Clay from the show is going to be rewatching all these Salem Lot things, the full franchise stuff, leading up to the 2024. So maybe we'll talk about this film a little bit further in the future when it comes, when it comes out. So stay tuned for our live shows for that. But if you have seen Salem's Lot, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.